everybody. We are doing 12 days of Christmas cocktails. It's day 6. We're halfway through, and that means we're doing the classic, the ultimate classic Christmas drink, eggnog. Now, eggnog calls for raw eggs, and we're all like, no, we don't want raw eggs. But I looked into a bunch of different recipes and things, and I need to tell you that they have proven that alcohol kills salmonella. The more booze you put in your nog, you're probably going to be okay. But just for the, nobody wants the slurpy, snotty feel of eggnog, I'm going to tell you that these are pasteurized, and I'm going to do the egg whites version, so it's not going to be yellow, of eggnog. Now, one thing you can do, seriously, is just buy eggnog at the store. It's incredibly tasty. And add your own booze, which I do recommend Brandy or Bourbon. I'm going to use an E&J, like a night, it was on sale. It was like super pretty. Grand Blue Brandy. I am also going to use Evan Williams. Evan Williams Bourbon is like one of my favorites. It smells so good, and it's good for eggnog. And I'm going to add a dash of Captain because we all need a little Captain in us, right? So we're going to do that. 3 booze. Nice and easy. You can do a dark rum, like a Myers rum too in it. It's basically holiday boozy flavors. You're all set. And you can throw that in store-bought eggnog and call it a day and be happy. But we're going to try a real deal eggnog. And I looked, and there's people that cook it. And good for you. Good for you, egg cookers. But I don't want to sit on the stove for my booze. So I actually found a little article here that shows a full recipe for blender eggnog. And I'm like, that's the eggnog I'm doing. So we are going to start by just filling our blender up. No ice. It looks like 4 large eggs is what you start with. This conveniently says that 4 large eggs is half a cup. So I'm going to just start measuring like I'm baking a cake. We're going to do the real deal here. So half a cup, 4 large, half a cup. Ooh, and it's kind of gross. I mean, you got to get past it, It's eggnog, so it has to have eggs. If it doesn't have eggs, it's not eggnog, it's some other nog, and that's fine. But this is eggnog. So it does say to shake these like really good too, which I did, by the way. So shake your egg whites if you have them. Shake them if you got them. Now, 3/4 a cup of sugar. Should have started with my dry ingredients, but that's okay, because we're winging it here. So 3/4 of a cup of sugar, a lot of sugar, right? That's a lot of sugar. That's actually more sugar than I have in this bad boy. And I actually have another thing, but I'll just go with this. So we're at a half a cup here. And then I'm going to add simple syrup. If I'm handy like that, for another 1/4 cup. So do 3/4 of a cup of sugar. Don't pay attention to me and my liquid sugar. All right. Half a teaspoon of dried nutmeg. I've got some little nutmeg here. I've got a half a teaspoon. Boom. A 1/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. So not as much cinnamon as nutmeg, which that checks out. That makes sense, right? God, I can't open these things. They have made cinnamon. There's like 10 different options on the cinnamon top, none of which are convenient, I might add. They're It just doesn't work. So I'm just going to pour it into my little spoon here. So a quarter teaspoon, I'm using a half teaspoon, and I'm going half in because I'm smart. See, that was too much. I have to pour it back into this inconvenient opening. But I'll deal with it for the art. Okay, quarter teaspoon, that's about a quarter spoon. It's booze, you can, kind of work with it. Now they say to add the booze. I'm actually going to do that last. We're going to do 1.5 cups of milk, which I'm going to do 1 cup. Half a cup. Okay, this is lactate, which, just so you know, when you blend or shake it, it's super frothy. I don't know why it's different, but it froths really big, which is actually cool for eggnog, so we'll do that. And it does say 1 cup of heavy cream, so heavy whipping cream. That's what's going to make this like super baller. So you want to get some good cream. Let's do 1 cup. Boom. The cream and the eggs are going to be just amazing, right? So we've got all this in there. Looks beautiful. That's eggnog. That's eggnog for children. So you can blend this up and give it to your kids. From here on out, don't give it to your kids. We're going to do, it says 3 ounces. So, this is where you can kind of go to taste, but I'm going to do 3 ounces is 1/3 of a cup. We'll do that. We'll behave. We'll do 1/3 of a cup of Evan Williams. That was a little bit more. That's okay. So that is bourbon. 1/3 of a cup of bourbon into the mix. 1/3 of a cup of brandy into the mix. I'll do a little heavy pour because I like booze. Okay, and then that's where they stop. I'm going to add Captain Morgan's. It's got a little spice. If you don't like spiced rum flavors, you can do regular rum. You can do whiskey. You could do some Jameson in there. Some good Irish nog. I'm just going to do a little bit of the Captain. So that is eggnog you don't serve your children, and I think we are in good shape. Let's blend it. I believe this says to blend for 30 seconds. So if you're cool with waiting with me, we're going to do this for 30 seconds. Let's do it. And it does say low. So we'll just do a stir. There's no ice in there. We're just mixing. It looks pretty. It looks well blended. It looks frothy. So this is kind of it, okay? We are going, my glass here. We are going to pour it into Marty Moose, which I owe a huge thank you to my boyfriend who just handed me Marty Moose. Okay. Here we go. Now, on eggnog, obviously this should be chilled. All the ingredients were already chilled, but you stick this sucker in the fridge and then drink it the next day. It'll be good. If you want to keep it in the blender and then stick it back on just a pulse like the next day, that'll be good to really remix it because you're going to want to remix it. There's some heavy elements that are going to fall to the bottom. So let's pour it in our Marty, which is just the best. It's good. It's good. All right. Let's put a cinnamon stick because it's the cutest thing on earth. I love cinnamon stick. And I'm going to top with these. This is just beautiful for drinks. So star anise on the top. Not in the mix because it's too fragrant, but just for looks. And they float really well. And then I'm going to sprinkle a little touch of nutmeg on the top so that it's official. This is super creamy and whippy. It looks very nice. I think that's just gorgeous. Good Lord. So there's your eggnog, right? Classic eggnog in your mousse. I'm going to take a little sip. Oh, you guys, that is holiday eggnog. That is have 2 cups of those and go kidnap your boss and get your Christmas bonus eggnog. That's good shit. So cheers. Happy holidays. Make a big vat of it. Enjoy it with your family. Not the kids. Do the early one for the kids. Okay. Thanks a lot. Happy holidays. Bye.